take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
At Andrew about this the other day. Listen, I think that teaching women self-defense should be punishable by crime. I do, and I'll tell you why.
This is gonna be a good topic. We'll talk about this.
I'll tell you why.
Oh shit!
I'll tell you why it should be punishable. Because you're telling a woman that she is going to be able to punch her way out of a physical altercation with a man, and it's absolutely not true. It doesn't make women less. But outside of handing her pepper spray or a shotgun in a house, and I purposely say shotgun because we know the statistics on gunfights at close range. There's a lot of the spray is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Telling a woman that she is going to learn how to kick and punch. A man can literally eat these punches.
And you know what the brother is saying is absolutely right. 120% correct. There's no possible way a woman can go toe to toe with a man. We're built differently. The anatomy of a male and the anatomy of a female is completely, in general terms, it's completely different. A man has, the bone density is different, the muscle mass is different, the endurance is different. There should never be any situation where a woman feels like she can approach a man and go physically hand-to-hand combat. It's just garbage. It's complete garbage. Let's get into it.
Like, you are not going to stand up and trade blows with a grown-ass man as a woman.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely...
Okay, so that's Justin. We had Justin here. He's right. He is right. He's right. And he's right about the shotgun too, by the way, which tells me he knows about guns, which is good. He's right. You're not going to be able to just, you're not going to be able to do it. Men will eat those punches. And I remember having this conversation with my husband and him being like, I can't think of a woman that would be able to punch me hard enough. Where it would, I don't really think they could punch me hard enough. And he's, built, and he's right. He's right. So if you're out there and you're triggered by this stuff, ask yourself why. These guys are trying to protect women. I know if you're a woman out there.
And that's the problem. Women of today don't feel as though we're protecting them when we tell them you cannot approach a man and think you can actually do the same things he can do. You can't. You absolutely can't. A woman cannot do the same things a man can do. The feminist movement has these women thinking that, okay, well, if, because I'm a woman, it doesn't mean I can't go hand to hand, toe to toe with a man. You can't. You just can't. You just can't. The anatomy of a man is so different from a woman. He will toss you. A man will toss a woman. It's not even a fair thing. There should never be a situation where a woman feels brave enough to approach a man and go hand to hand with him. It's just not possible. And it's not just because men look down on women, but it's a form of protection. Why should women feel the need to approach men? Your status should be, let me avoid the situation or let me get away from the situation. It should never be, we're the same and let me confront the situation. Not with a man, absolutely not. Let's get into the video.
You're a modern woman and you're trained to be triggered by this because it bothers you. Maybe it bothers you that you're weaker physically than the modern feminist movement told you were, and you have to now absorb that reality. Maybe you're mentally adjusting to that. I get it. But you realize that they're actually trying to protect you because they don't want you having a false sense of your own strength and putting yourself in a dangerous situation. And then what? They are trying to protect you. The people who are giving you that messaging, telling you take your self-defense and yeah, you can use some guy's weight against him, all this stuff. First of all, you realize those people who teach those classes make money off of you. So I heard that from a lot of people. Jiu-jitsu, yeah, get down on the ground. Get down on the ground with a big-ass man? Honey, I'm going to be squashed.
Be realistic.
And you know I'm going to be crying. Oh, my pinky. Oh, you know that's going to happen too. Come on, you know it. It's not good advice, but they make money. Women sign up for those classes. It's a business. Remember that at the end of the day. But they should be honest with it. And I had a lot of instructors that weren't honest. So these guys are being honest. Let's listen to Myron now as well. They're talking about me. It was my commentary. They were right. I'm wrong. I was wrong. Let's go to 333.
About this the other day. Female self-defense is probably one of the biggest lies we tell women.
It's dangerous.
It's one of the, it literally, and there was this chick that I won't even mention her name, but she was going on a fucking tirade trying to criticize Andrew for saying that Krav Maga and all these other things are stupid for women to learn in jiu-jitsu. It is fucking stupid because jiu-jitsu is one of the worst things. As a woman, you do not want to fucking get in a close quarters combat situation with a fucking man.
See, the same thing I said earlier. You do not want to go toe-to-toe with a man. That's the dumbest thing any woman can actually think about doing. You do not want to go toe-to-toe with a man. He will toss you. A man will crush you. In general, a woman's physical strength compared to a man's physical strength, it's absolutely insanely different. For example, the Marines. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that in the Marines, the male Marines have to at least do, I think 5 to 10 pull-ups. The female Marines only have to do like 2. Like, it's that much of a difference because why? They know the physiological aspects of a man is different from a woman. Men are built differently. All right, let's get into it.
You need space, right? If you're even going to be, even if you're going to get
even have a shot to catch him.
You need space. Because, and I tell women this all the time on the podcast. They try to come on and say, I can fight a man. I had to bring them back to reality. A high school boy will absolutely destroy you. A 15-year-old boy will beat the fuck out of you as a trained woman that goes to the gym. You might even have some combat skills. He is going to fuck you up just off of strength alone because you're...
And he's right. He's right. Even if you have some, and I do have some skills. First of all, I've worked out my whole life, and not because of any other reason other than that I really prioritize health and wellness, and that's something that's near and dear to my heart. You know that. So I have worked out my whole life. I take care of myself. I do have some skills, in terms of knowing how to punch a box. I've taken the classes, but he's right. Because I don't have the power that, my son, this is crazy. My son is 3 years old. He's a baby. I cannot believe how strong this kid is. Like, I honestly cannot believe.
Absolutely.
And I know, what high school boys, I mean, they have so much power that we don't have physically. And it's crazy in this world where we're now trained from such a young age as women that you have to compete with men. You have to compete with men. It's like you can't do anything but be triggered by a man saying, you shouldn't be competing with us in this area. It's dangerous for you. We take offense to that somehow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That's a form of protection. Men are actually trying to protect you. When we say you cannot, compete with us in this, you cannot do this, you cannot do that when it comes to the physical aspects. Look at boxing. You can't tell a woman, oh yeah, you can compete with the heavyweight boxers, even the lightweight boxers. You can't tell them that's garbage. And that's a form of protection. Men know, we know that it is dangerous for a woman to go toe-to-toe with a man. So we tell them to avoid this. But what does the feminist movement do? Nope, you can do the same thing as a man. And now look, we have this big garbage happening right now with society, where women actually think that they actually think and feel that they can go toe-to-toe with men. Let's get into the video.
That should be like, oh, this guy's looking out for me. This is realistic. Look at my size. Look at his size. Look at my power. Look at his power. He's trying to tell me you're going to get hurt. And we take offense because we've been programmed to take offense. And it's wild. It's really, really wild. So they were right. And that's who he's talking about, me with Krav and all that. They were right. And yeah, maybe, you know, Andrew's tone is what it is.
Music licensing
but
reimagined.
the content, they were right. And
Fellas, that's accountability. She's taking accountability. Remember, you are the prize.